So you put the right sides together like this, and then what I usually do is I start on the outside and then I work my way in. So first I do a double back stitch here, put it in, pull it, do it again, push it through. I usually do about 3 or 4 stitches, then I pull through, and then every now and then I'll do a back stitch just to keep the thread in there in case it gets pulled for some weird reason. And then I get down there, pull through, I do another stitch through, and then what I do is I'll open it up like this, and then I kind of like clean it up there, make it nice and flat, and then I'll grab one more, and I put it right here. See that there? I'll go through the back. Like this. Again, I do about 3 or 4 stitches and then I'll pull through. Do a little back stitch to keep it from getting caught, but usually it never really does because it's on, you know, you can't really see it or once you start quilting the quilt. Okay, and then I'll do about 3 or 4 stitches here to keep the thread in. Put my needle down there. I'll do a little knot here at the end, even though it's not going anywhere. Okay. There's one side of the leaf, or the star. I call them leaves, I don't know why. Okay, so that's one side done. Now I'm going to do the other side. And I do it basically the same way. So I do each side of the star, so 3 and 3, and then at the E, when I'm done with each side, then I just sew them together, and I'll show you how to do that. So again, I put the good sides together, and since this is a solid color, there really is no like good or bad side, I guess. Okay, I'll do a back stitch here, do about 3 or 4 stitches at a time, and then I pull through. Just do another back stitch. And so unlike English paper piecing, you don't have to baste any paper or anything like that. You just go right to hand sewing just like a sewing machine. Alright, now you see I opened it up. Take this one, this other part of the star. And I just do this, and then I push it through the back. And then I'm going to do a little back stitch here to keep it good tight at the end there. Keep pushing through. Usually my stitches are a little close together, but these are fine. The goal when you're hand piecing is to just get your stitches a little bit better each time. When you start, they're going to be really wonky, and that's okay. But after making your 100th star, it's going to be a super straight stitch, and it'll be really fun. And you'll look at the early ones and you'll be like, oh wow. Alright, so I did a couple stitches back stitches there to hold it, and then I do a knot. Okay, then you open it up, and then I just like hand press it. You could, if you really wanted to, get out your iron and make it all really crisp and do it that way, which I do sometimes if I have my iron out. Okay, now I'm going to sew the stars together, well, the two sides of the star together, just in one straight line, and I'll show you how to do that. Here, let me thread it again. Okay. So I just take them together, and I basically just eyeball it. And then I put the center part of the star together here, if you can see that right there. Probably should have done a back stitch at the very beginning, but sometimes I'll just do it here, it doesn't matter. And as you can see, like the back part of my hand, or the other part of my left hand is very active too, not just the hand that's holding the needle. Go back and forth. I'm going to do a back stitch here. Here we go. Alright, and then I'll just tie it. And that is how you make a star. And honestly, when I started hand piecing and quilting and stuff like that, I just like watched a ton of videos about it. And you can just keep rewatching the video. If you get lost or you get turned around on the star, you can just rewatch the video and it's really fun. Okay, so now the next part here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add the outside of the star. And first I need to cut the fabric, so I'll show you how I cut the fabric. So this is the print. It's so beautiful. I love it. I actually got this at Goodwill, and I never find stuff like this, but I found this whole kit. Someone had been working on a hexie quilt, and then they just decided not to do it anymore, so they dropped it off at Goodwill. They dropped their fabric off at Goodwill. And I found it, lucky me. So if you're looking for fabric and you're like, how do I find fabric? You can obviously go to your local independent quilt shop. Or you can go to Goodwill, or you can just cut up any cotton fabric that you have. At some point I'll do a video about cutting up your fabric, or how to find fabric and how to look for fabric, because I have so many different ways I have found fabric. Okay, so what I do here, because we only need about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pieces, and cut it here. So what I do is fold it like this. So this is my cutout of the pattern. So what I usually do when I find a pattern is I actually have an embarrassingly huge collection of quilt patterns from like the 30s and 20s and before that. And I just trace them out with tracing paper, and then this is actually a tissue box cardboard that I cut it out with. So then what you do is you just cut it out so you don't have to order any fancy like plastic little shapes or anything. You can just make them yourself out of what you have. So what I do is I just sit on there. Okay, that's about big enough right there, and then I'll just fold, fold, fold. I probably could get another one right out of that. And then I just put my pattern on there, my template, I guess, and then I'll just cut around it. And then I always save my scraps because I think maybe one day I'll make a huge like postage stamp quilt, or I don't know. I'm a fabric hoarder, so I keep most of my scraps. Okay, so cut it out. Let's see, I'm gonna 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so I have 6, which is perfect. So one of the reasons I love the star pattern is because it allows you to just keep going around and around, and it's really satisfying. So I'm gonna thread my needle here. And then what I do is I just put, so this is the good side obviously, and then I put the good sides together and I start from up top. Just put that in that way. I'll do a little back stitch here, and then I just go around and around the star. And then I'll just pick it up and go on the other side there. See, it doesn't really line up like perfectly, and that's fine. At least it's fine for me. Maybe it's not fine for you, but it's fine for me, and it looks good. I'll show you. I'll do a little back stitch there, and then I'll put it through the back. See, and then when you open it, like, you can't even tell. See? And then you just do it again. So I'll put it there. Go through the back, and I'm just going to go to the end here because I'm going to need more thread. Usually I do more thread on these, so I don't have to like stop and start as much. Oop, I just hit myself, that's okay. Okay, tie it here. Yeah, I'll do more thread here so I don't have to stop as much. And then I'll move my star part here, the edge, and I'll just and then I'll push through the back there. See, and I open it up, and you see the outline of the star starting to come together. I'll start back up here. And again, if this looks like overwhelming or daunting, just keep trying it, and it'll get a lot easier more stars you make. And just keep rewinding the video, the YouTube video, and you'll get it. So once you really get it, it's so relaxing to just sit here and make quilts by hand. And I'll flip it over, open it up. Beautiful. I like to look at it and like see how it's coming together. It's really satisfying. Like this. Also, if you guys know anyone that wants to learn how to quilt, or someone who is already a quilter and wants to learn how to hand piece, it would be so great if you guys could send them this video and like and subscribe to the video. That really helps me. I don't charge for the videos or anything like that, so just be great if you could just share and send them to your friends and stuff. You just copy and share the link. You can send it through text or email or post it on your Facebook. That'd be really great. Okay, that part's done. Gotta do a new thread. And also, guys, I'm on Instagram at Courtneyland Quilts. Usually I'll share like quilt books that I'm reading or fabrics that I find, or just like or pictures from one of the classes I'm teaching, and also quilts I make and stuff like that. The back, and then now this is the last one, which is pretty fun. to the star. Do a few back stitches here. And there you go. And I'll do more videos to show you how to put them all together and do more videos making more star squares like this. Alright, I really hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you liked the video, that would be great. If you want to subscribe and send to all your quilty friends or non-quilty friends, that would be amazing. Thank you guys.